Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So I'm going to talk to you today about the save that I have done in the Mexican Liga MX using Monterrey. I'm going to talk to you about the tactics, my progress, all the results, what's worked. It's been a really fun save. But just as importantly, I have given up on the save right before the end, and I'm going to explain to you why. I have a little confession. I've just done this video in Spanish for my Spanish subscribers, so I'm doing the version in English now, and I'm fessing up. So wait until the end, and I will confess all my sins about this save and why I've given up on it, because I feel terribly guilty. So that's to come in a bit. Okay, so shall we go straight for the tactics? So this won't shock you. If you watched the last couple of videos that I've done on this channel, I'm cultivating this tactic whereby my main players, the tactic is built around basically my wing back on attack and my mezzala on attack. So different to the last save that we looked at together where I was doing Real Murcia in the Spanish divisions, when I did that return to the Premier League challenge, or the La Liga challenge. This only changes a little bit. Now, the reason it changes, of course, is because Monterrey are one of the better teams in the Mexican division, so they can cope with having fewer players with defensive duties. So this is the interesting difference with the two teams. So I did this after I left the Real Murcia save. I thought, oh, I'll have a little quick go at Mexico. Let's have a look at that league. But I was able to, I realised quite early on that I was able to do the tactics I would like to do that I wasn't able to do with Murcia, because I was obviously with far worse players playing in La Liga against much better teams. But Monterrey are really well funded, they've got an excellent squad. So I was able to do my ideal situation, although I did make one or two little tweaks. So I still got my goalkeeper on defence, he's not a sweeper keeper. Both of my defenders are just central defenders on defence with closed down less as their instructions, so they don't go wandering. Really helps with through balls and 1-2s, especially if the opposition are playing with an attacking midfielder. Or God help me, when they play with two strikers and attacking midfielder, usually that completely destroys me, so this really helps with that. My fullback is still on support, but he was struggling even in this particular league and playing quite poorly, so I made the difficult choice of changing my winger from attack to support. This means that because obviously the mezzala is on attack and he's the most important person in the team system and he's up here most of the time, this means that he is actually able to come back. I probably wasn't helping myself by putting Medina here, the Colombian player, on defensive, what's it called, deep line playmaker. When I changed him to a defensive midfielder, the goals dried up a little bit, so I thought, no, do you know what, he needs to be pinging those long balls over the top, and then Britarame or Funes Mori would latch onto them because they're hanging on the back line, waiting for passing into space. And so, yeah, Medina's got a lot of key passes. He's very creative in that role. And again, unlike what I was able to do with Murcia, I've got Govea on mezzala support. And as I explained to you before, what that does, he does wander forward a little bit, but actually he's more over here in the half lines. What that is doing is when Gonzalez is occupying the full back by running in, remember he's not on attack, so he's not going this way, he's going this way and trying to get through balls, which he has been getting, to the striker. So he's occupying the full back and bringing him in. Oh, my battery's about to go. Govea is then over here, and Gallardo is playing 1-2s with him, running past Gonzalez, who's got the defender with him, and he's just literally over here having a little dance in the corner because he's all by himself. Because the fullback is marking him, the two centre-backs are with him, and the other fullback is with him who's dragging him out wide. So I'm stretching their defence, and then I'm adding this fifth element in, and they just cannot cope with him at all. And he is, like I said, my star player. He has got 7 assists in 14 appearances and a rating of 7.4, so he is absolutely killing it in this league. And then the other thing is this player, as I said, Metsala, this is the player that when I inherited the squad I thought I don't have anyone who's going to fulfill this role, and this is such a key role in this tactic. I went out and bought someone. I only paid 1.1 million, but my word, this kid from Racing, Paraguayan, 8 goals in 16 appearances, 3 assists, 7.25 average rating. He is absolutely killing it. The reason being, of course, is that it is his role and duty favourite. And look at those stats for dribbling, finish, long shots, passing, technique, vision, work rate off the ball, decisions, composure, anticipation, acceleration, and stamina. He's absolutely brilliant. And as I said, he's got like a 50% goal scoring record at the moment. Now the goals I've got from up front are spread between the two strikers. Bertarame scored 6 in 15, but he started off the season injured, so I had Funes Mori up front. And I felt bad replacing him because he scored 7 in 12. So yeah, they're both having a whale of a time because they're fully supported by this player who's running inside, Gallardo, who's getting loads of crosses into the box from wide. He's playing 1-2s and getting them into positions, and he's also crossing the ball in as well. So we're really creative, and that shows in the results that we've got. So we started off with a 1-1 against Santos Laguna, but then we got 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. I think at that point I changed from a defensive midfielder to a deep-lying playmaker, and then we got 4-0, lost to our big rivals Tigres 2-0 at home, 3-2, 5-2, 0-0, 3-0, 4-0, 2-0. Then we lost to Club America 2-1 away from home, no shame in that, 4-0, 3-0, 2-0, 2-0, 1-1, and 2-0. Now I want to talk about this, because this is where it all went a bit wrong. So, if you don't know how it works in Mexico and a couple of the South American countries, they have an apertura and a clausura, so an opening and a closing. So they play half the league. You only play against each team either home or away in the apertura, and then in the clausura you'll play the opposite game. So if you play them at home once, then you'll play them away. And basically have a mini tournament at the end of this first section, so you have like about half the teams in the league go into a playoff. So it's really exciting, I gotta say. It's a really fun league. Obviously they don't have promotional relegation, so it is the same teams every year, but they are, for that reason of the playoffs, it is really fun. So I finished second with just those 2 losses against Club America and Tigres, and I only got those 2 draws as well, and they were against Club Leon and Santos Laguna. And then I got 13 wins. Like I said, they were quite big wins, some of them 4-3, 2-0. I only conceded 9 goals. 4 of those were in the 2 games that I lost, and I scored 37, so I had the most goals of any team in the league. And then I got to this, so there's a prelim round, and then you get to the quarterfinals. I've played against this team Pachuca. Now, let me just show you again. Pachuca finished in 7th place. They only won 9 games to my 13, and they lost 6 of them. They only scored 22 goals, so 15 fewer than me, and they conceded 18, so 9 more than me. And they beat me 5-0. So obviously I finished second by a point, and then in my first game in the playoffs is over, because it doesn't really matter. The second leg is over, 5-0. you're done. And it was like a proper ridiculous 5-0. They scored with every shot they had. One guy nearly scored from the corner flag. No, he did score from like it was really far over by the corner flag. He just smashed it. I think I ended up taking him off my goalkeeper at half time because he had a rating of 4 or something. And their XG was lower than mine. It was like, their XG was something like 1.5 and mine was like 3. And they beat me 5-0. It was midnight. I was tired. I was absolutely furious with this. I was like, well, I've literally played this for however many days. And that's it. The computer just decided to completely stuff me. Like, there's no chance of getting back into this. What's the point? So I rage quit. Now, normally, I'm sensible enough that I'll finish the match, I'll save it, and then I'll load up the last match so that I can at least satisfy my curiosity by playing it again, knowing then that I would have beaten them in any other circumstance, and being like, okay, that's the beauty of sport. That's why betting happens. We don't know what's going to happen. You can't always predict the results. Sport is this beautiful, crazy chaos. And but I didn't, because I rage quit. I didn't have the original save, so then I beat them easily, 3-1, and now I don't feel like carrying on because I'm like, I've kind of spoilt it for myself. I wasn't supposed to get through, and I was wondering, as a form of therapy, is this something that you've done? Did you ruin a perfectly good save because you had a sulk? You were tired and you had a sulk and you wanted to go to bed and some ridiculous result happened. Tell me about it in the comments, make me feel better. Because I was really, really enjoying the save and I just don't want to continue. So I think what I'll do is, I'm currently on that other save that I showed you the other day in Turkey. I think I'll come back to La Liga MX because it is really fun. And I want to try. I have never played in the CONCACAF Champions League ever on this game, so it's something that I would love to do and maybe even try and win. At this point in time in 2022, Monterrey are actually the champions of the CONCACAF. So yeah, it'd be really fun to try that, and I'd like to see if they have the Leagues Cup as well against the MLS. So yeah, I want to play through it as a Mexico team, but yeah, I think I've stuffed it for myself. I don't really have any appetite to carry on. Unfortunately, even though I'm playing brilliantly and I'm really enjoying it, I spoilt it. I spoilt it for myself. I spoilt it for everyone. But anyway, it was really, really fun playing as this team, and until I ruined it all. And I highly recommend, if you wanted to have a bit of a laugh, trying the Mexican League, because it's a really good quality league actually. Loads of teams that think they can actually win it, and decent players, really good foreigners from South America, and in real life becoming quite a few from Europe as well. Sergio Ramos, for example, and Ana Ramsey and whatnot. Angel Correa, well, he's Argentinian, but he's come from Atletico Madrid. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you are writing out your confession to me now in the comment section to make me feel less bad, and I appreciate it a lot, thank you. And yeah, if you want to click like, that would be awesome. Write that comment to me, and subscribe if you're new here. I've got a playlist for you to catch up with all the other videos I do on Football Manager. They're highly, highly requested, so I hope to do more again in the future, but I like to do them in batches. So this one I recorded at the same time as the last two, and I'm releasing it bit by bit, so I hope you're enjoying the more regular content with Football Manager. Okay, thanks so much for watching everyone. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Don't save scum.